Hello everyone, I'm Wendell Jones and welcome to the platform. On this program we are going to look at a new business organization in our country, the Bahamas Business Association, newly formed, and the executives of that association are our guests on the program today. And we're going to find out about the objectives of this organization and how Bahamian businesses are going to benefit from the association. The guests on the program in the first portion of the program, Wilfred Smith, who is the chairman. We're going to call him Marvin Smith today. Wilfred Marvin Smith. He is the chairman of the association. And also on the program today is Selena Sweeting. She is the secretary. Welcome to the platform today.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Pleasure to be on the platform.
Godfrey Ennis is here as usual.
Thank you.
Who is a businessman himself sometimes. I like to play with Godfrey.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Marvin Smith.
Yes, sir.
Why start a Bahamas Business Association?
Well, first of all, Mr. Jones, let me begin by congratulating you for what you've done here at Jones Communication. It is indeed an inspiration. I've had the opportunity, because I'm in the trenches, I am a small business person, of hearing the comments of other small business persons who see you as an inspiration. And of course, as well, Mr. Ennis, you're also an inspiration to us. Now, as small and medium-sized businesses, we've been talking about this for quite a long time. We've had challenges, we have concerns, we have issues. We know we've got a valuable contribution to make to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And we just decided that finally is the time to do what is necessary, to come together, because we know there's strength in numbers, there's strength in unity, and we always had the power to change our businesses, change our country if we came together. So we started the Bahamas Business Association, I think around February the 2nd, thereabouts, we began to have our initial meetings. And from that time, it has grown, and we are excited about the potentials for the future. For example, our research has indicated that there is approximately 7,000 plus small and medium-sized businesses in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Let's assume that each of those businesses have 2 employees. Immediately, that's 14,000 persons that we represent, that we speak for, that we expect to be the advocacy group for, to make sure their voices are heard, to make sure they get their fair share of this economy. Let's assume further that those 14,000 persons that I just mentioned makes an average of $250 a week. That's already a buying power of $182 million. What if we could bring those people together as one powerful organization? Our problem is no longer all the problems you've heard. It is not the government anymore. It's not the opposition. It is not the foreign investors. It is not even the banks that we have a considerable challenge with getting them to work with us. We are now our own solutions. And one of the things we can do that's different, it's easy to complain, and there's a lot of justifiable complaints out there. But you're going to find that we have answers to questions. We have solutions to problems. And this is a new day for the Bahamian people, for the small business people.
Now, you said we 16 times.
Yes, sir.
Between the beginning and your answer. Who is this we? When you said we got together in February, who is we?
Well, first of all, the principles of the we. Let me introduce the executive team of the association, and then I'll expound a little bit more on the we. First of all, I am the chairman of the organization. Mr. Glenn Roy Saunders is the vice chair. Mr. Mario Bannister is the executive director. This lovely, beautiful lady next to me, Ms. Selena Sweeting, is our secretary. Mr. Demetrius Fraser, who will be on, a small entrepreneur. That one of the things we have is a mentorship program. Any person that has an idea about a business, they come to the association. From that idea to fruition, we can walk them through the steps. The other persons that are executive members and board members of the association include Mr. Francis Davis. Mr. Francis Davis, as you know, is the executive director from the Bahamas Cooperative League. Mr. Onan Johnson is also an executive of the Bahamas Cooperative League. He's also a director in the organization. Mr. Clarence Smith, who's a chartered accountant, is our treasurer. Clarence Smith used to be the owner, one of the co-owners of Bahamas Shipping Company. We have Mr. Van Fowler. Mr. Fowler is the owner of All Purpose Steel down in East Street South. We have Mr. Emmanuel Reckley, is another one of our directors, and he's a part of TPM Realty. We've got in total about 15 executive and directors in the organization. That's where the we come from first. That's the executive team.
Okay.
Now, and by the way, what I'm doing is something, if you speak to the thousands or hundreds of small and medium-sized businesses, we all think alike. We all have the same concerns, the same issues. And the only difference between me and them is I've got promoted to say, go and do it.
Okay.
We keep talking about the same thing.
Then let's engage Selena Sweeting, the secretary. What is the difference essentially between the objectives of, say, the Bahamas Business Association and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce? Because there would be people who are members of the Chamber of Commerce who would say to you, well, why are you not a part of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, and why can't the Chamber of Commerce fulfill the same objectives of the Bahamas Business Association?
Well, thank you, and it's a pleasure being here. Firstly, as a business person myself, and also having had some experience with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, you would find, and from our surveys, you find a lot of other business persons over the Hill in particular, don't feel that that entity properly represents their issues. And so we're here as the Bahamas Business Association to further represent the needs and the issues of the small business persons beyond the arch on the southern side of the island. And also as a female business person, you know, there are some challenges that we face that the male counterparts don't really get into. And from a personal experience, I feel that the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce tend to be an elitist group. You know, I may get in trouble for saying that, but we are here to represent the small business person. Too many times we find that the female business people, for instance, I've been in business with my husband for many, many years. And like they say, behind every good man there's a strong woman, or behind every strong man there's a good woman. And I've supported him in business, which made the transition after he passed a little smoother for myself. But there are many challenges I feel that are not adequately being addressed in the business